Hi, my name is Ramona Hernandez, and this is my philosophy statement. The reason I want to become a teacher is to spark the change I hope to see in the world. I feel that as long as I make an impression in one student, I would be fulfilling my quote-unquote long life journey. I recall as a scholar, a teacher once pulled me aside and just told me, I'm here for you, I care for you, and I love you. And personally, growing up in the family I grew up, I never heard those words. So I never thought anybody cared. I always showed up to school, did the bare minimum, and called it a day. So I just want to do the same thing for somebody else. I know students come to school with their own barriers, and they have family problems, issues we don't really know about. So just being there for a student will change their life, and I want to do that. My concept of learning is as long as a student is able to demonstrate what they have learned, I consider that as learning. So either they can show it through the skills, they can teach it to somebody else, or they can retell me what they learned, restate. I feel that they have learned it because it's embedded in their brain and they can recall it. My teaching style would have to be holistic and metacognitive principles. I feel that a holistic teaching style would be best because I would seek to address emotional, social, ethical, and academical needs that my students need. Again, I want to be that person that my students know I care about them. And the metacognitive principle is an important style to have because students can thrive in college, in their careers, and in their lifelong learning. Metacognitive skills helps them grow. It grows their mindset, and they're able to learn from their mistakes. So if students are able to grow into problem solvers and critical thinkers, then metacognitive principles are the way to go. A way I would react if my students came up to me and said, hey, I need extra help, or Ms. Hernandez, I don't understand this, or can you just go over this with me one more time? I would be honored. I would feel so happy that my student feels comfortable enough for them to come to me and ask for the extra help rather than just sit there and, okay, I didn't understand it, whatever, I'm not going to use it again, and just move on. No. So I would have a positive attitude. Keep in mind that maybe my student is an English language learner or they have a learning disability. So I would just accommodate to their needs. But I would feel really happy if they came to me. For assessments, my students will have options on how they want to complete each lesson. In this class, I learned the importance of having multiple assessments. Having students choose their assessments actually encourages them to complete their assessment rather than here, this is what you're going to do it. Having them choose makes them more comfortable and it just helps with including multiple intelligence and meeting their needs. So I know that I will grow as a teacher every year by learning through my students. So I understand that each generation comes with new skills, new slang, new logos. So every year I know I will learn from my students as they learn from me, but mainly I will learn from them. I understand that I can't use the same lesson every year. I would have to accommodate to them, and as I accommodate to them, I will learn and grow into a more culturally diverse teacher, having always an open mindset, accepting things as they come. And I will measure my own effectiveness by the way my students respond to my teaching. So if my students are able to complete their assessments, if they're able to fulfill the requirements, I know my teaching strategies or the way I am teaching is effective. I would ask my students to give me feedback and go off of that. If by exit slips, if they enjoyed the lesson, if the lesson would be better taught this way, if we need more incorporation of technology. So anything my students would give back to me would be helpful, and I would know I am being effective. And lastly, I want my students to leave my classroom with my teaching philosophy of my favorite quote that states, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." So I want my students to know that regardless of any situation they are going through, it only takes a second to change somebody else's life by being kind, opening the door for somebody, giving somebody a compliment. It's the little things that really turn our worlds around. And if they can go out there and show that kindness that we have shown in class, I will truly see that we are sparking the change we need to see in this world. So again, this is my teaching philosophy statement. Thank you for listening.